Hi everyone, in this video we will look at scatter charts. So cat versus conversion, weak plus source, and of course creating quadrants. So we will be creating our first scatter, then we'll have the clusters, and then of course with the quadrant. So let's do it one by one. We will start with our cat versus conversion scatter. So cat in the columns, conversion in the rows, right? Like this. And double click on the source. Here we go. We can also click on the null, filter the data, right? Here we go. If we also add the name of the source, right, like this. Now we want to change the size. So in the size, I'll keep my cost like this. And we keep our week in the pages so that now I can see the change week by week. So week 1, week 2, and week 3. You can also enable the history to show both and for all. And now as you can see, I can see the change week by week like this. If you want, you can also apply a filter. So if I apply source head as a filter, then I can decide which we want to see. Only digital or only television, like that. As a matter of fact, if you keep your entire source in the filter, then I can choose maybe only 3 of them at a time. So maybe digital, others, no, not this one. Maybe Google, Facebook, and this. And then I can see the change week by week, like that. Let's make one more scatter. This time, we want to show both. We want to show the source name as well as the week. So just like earlier, cat conversion, we select our source and then the week will come in the detail like this. So week is in the detail, source is in the color, and we'll also keep it in the label like this. What I would also like to do now is to keep the cost in my size, and we want to remove the source from the color because we want to apply clusters, right? So we go to analytics, we drag the cluster inside, and now we can decide that on the basis of these 3 variables, cost, CAC, and conversion rate, how many clusters I want. So if I choose 3, for example, then it makes 3 clusters for us like this. And the final scatter we want to create is a little more complex. Here we want to have a conversion parameter, we want to have a CAC parameter, and as I move them, the colors will also change at the same time. Let's get started. So CAC conversion rate, then I have my source, now we want to create 2 parameters. So create parameter, this is choose my CAC. So for my CAC, we can take a range from maybe 100 to 3000 with a value of 100. Right click, show parameter here. One more time, create parameter. We can call it choose my conversion. This one is a float from from 0.01 till, or let's make it 0.1, no, 0.05 till 0.3 with a step size of 0.05. And we can also change the default properties into percentage and then show parameter like this. Right click, add a reference line. So on the y-axis, we want to add our choose conversion. On the x-axis, I will add choose reference line like this. I'm sorry, not choose my ref line. We want to choose our CAC. And as you can see, I can move these around. Now the only thing left is we also need to be able to have 4 different colors, right? So I can literally take a screenshot and we can go to ChatGPT and we can ask it, create a formula to show 4 quadrants. As you can see, simply by giving it a screenshot, it is able to figure out what is it that we wanted. We'll copy it, come back to Tableau, analyze, create calculated field. Let's call this quadrants, paste it. Now what it says is that if my CAC is greater than the choose CAC and conversion rate is greater than choose conversion, then it is quadrant 1, otherwise 2, 3, 4. So it's like an if statement in Excel with 4 types of answers. We will put the quadrant in the color. Okay, something did go wrong. Let's see what happened. So let's undo that. We have our quadrant. Let's try once. Yeah, I mean the shapes are working. I just want to see why they are not working in the color. So I can see the shapes are different. Oh, got it. So the source has to be in the detail, and now I can keep the quadrant in the color, and here we go. As you can see, as I move it, you notice the color and the shapes, both are changing like that. So great, in this video, we saw CAC versus conversion scatter, weak and source along with the animation. We saw how to create k-means clusters and also how to create quadrant using parameter. And then the formula for the quadrant was written in ChatGPT.